Hey, class. Vicroy here. This bike jump is impossible. Or is it? Well, to find out, we have to break down the problem into a couple steps. First is finding out how fast Leon is moving during each section. To do that, we have to find the angle of the ramps, and the distance he covers on those ramps, and how fast he does it. It's easy enough to find the angles by taking a sideways shot of the ramps. This gets an initial angle of 33.2 degrees, and since Resident Evil games measure in meters, displaying Leon's coordinates shows exactly how long each ramp is. But Leon doesn't travel in a straight line, so getting his distance requires the Pythagorean theorem, giving an initial ramp length of 31 meters, traveled over a time of 1.5 seconds. Using v equals d over t, Leon has an initial velocity of just below 20 meters per second, or 45 miles per hour. But since the ramp is angled, he doesn't keep all his speed, since some of it is used moving him upwards. Multiplying his velocity by cosine of the angle gives you how fast he moves forwards, while doing the same with sine gives you how fast he moves upwards. This takes him from 45 miles per hour to 37.4. After the first ramp, he moves on to the second. He doesn't bounce, jump, or otherwise launch when getting onto it, so his initial speed is the same as before, but with a steeper incline, reducing him to a velocity of 27 miles per hour. But then it gets more complicated. Leon does his first jump, or more like his first launch. When he goes from the steeper section to the less steep section, he takes a small fall, 2.7 meters high. Since it takes him 0.7 seconds to fall, you can use the equation distance equals average velocity multiplied by time to find his final velocity, being 20.5 miles per hour. But there's still a small portion of distance that he has to drive, so you use the equation again to cover the remaining distance, substituting the initial velocity for the final velocity from the jump, and you get a true final velocity of 34 miles per hour. While this is a rather ridiculous acceleration, being around 16 meters a second squared, it does hold up mathematically and can probably be chalked up to a little video game magic. Following these steps for the remaining jumps gives the following numbers. And results in a final velocity of 47 miles an hour. With this, you can tell exactly how far Leon launches himself. This has to factor in air resistance, as well as the weight of the motorcycle and Leon himself. His motorcycle is a Kawasaki KLR 650 diesel, which weighs 189 kilograms, and Leon himself officially weighs 75 kilograms, but after looking at some bodybuilding discourse online, most would place him at around 80 kilos, giving a combined weight of 269 kilograms, or 593 pounds. The equation for air resistance is 1/2 air density times velocity squared multiplied by the drag coefficient and the area. Since this is an extremely complicated formula that differs between any given object, I used a calculation software instead of doing it by hand, giving the final result of 2.813 meters a second of air resistance, or 6.3 miles an hour. Plug this into Vf equals Vi plus At to get Leon's final velocity of 15.8 miles an hour. Returning to the kinematic equation with this final speed gives Leon a max travel distance of 66 meters, while the distance between the buildings is a mere 58.5. His landing force can be calculated by multiplying the mass of the motorcycle by the average velocity over the collision time, which Leon extends by how he lands, giving a total force of 10,115 newtons. While this certainly isn't nothing, and can result in fractured wrists, back issues, and deformations of the motorcycle, it isn't unheard of, and parts are generally built to withstand this much force. In fact, here's a video of someone performing a stunt from a similar height. In conclusion, I can't believe he actually survives this. But he does.